What's going on, guys? It's Karl here, back with another episode and finally getting back into the swing of videos. Just sickness, lots of traveling, they kind of do not go hand in hand. So it's officially been 1 week since I have been using the brand new Samsung Galaxy S10. We've got the S10 Plus in hand, it's the latest flagship. Before we start though, the giveaway winner for this is being flashed across the screen. That was from my unboxing. You've got 24 hours to respond, otherwise I'll have to pick someone else. Congrats. It's been such a refresher and a joy to use this phone. It's honestly one of my favorites so far of the year, and I think it might be one of the best of the year. And I know it's very early on to say that. It's been that good. So in case you've been living under a rock, what is new with the S10? First off, we have the thing that everyone will see first, and they call that the hole punch display. Over on the S10 Plus, you've got two cutouts, more of like a pill. I've been taking a lot of those to get better lately, or if you just grab the S10, the S10e, those only have one hole. Two holes, two cameras, one hole, one camera. More on that obviously later, and that is to combat the notch. And that's what everyone has been talking about lately. This phone doesn't have one, and I'm kind of digging it. No matter what, people will find something to complain about, whether it's the notch, whether it's the cutout, whether there is no notch. Someone will find something nasty to say. Get used to it, it looks great. I think it's an awesome implementation, and the icons around the side kind of blend in seamlessly. Samsung has given us a lovely set of stock wallpapers to use. I've kind of changed mine just to showcase the notch more, but if you do rock one of those, you won't see it as much. When you are rocking it in landscape mode, a bit of a little hack and almost a bit of common sense. If you turn it horizontally with the notch facing down, I find that your thumb almost covers it 95% of the time, and most of the time anyways, you don't have that useful information that's living off in this quadrant or region. To the display, and this is where I think Samsung always does so well. They're always my favorites throughout the year, and this time is no different. It is beautiful to look at. Over on this guy, the Plus, 6.4 inches, 522 pixel density. It's dynamic AMOLED, it's got Gorilla Glass 6, HDR10 Plus, it's their Infinity O display. Absolutely gorgeous to look at. One of my favorites, like I said, and up there of displays of the year. I'm kind of calling it now Psychic King. I really don't see how you can improve on a display this much. One thing that I would say, even though it does wrap edge to edge with that slightly curved glass, sometimes I am registering touches on the side, and that is with the inside of my palm. I think I just need to readjust my hand sometimes or get used to holding the phone more, because I am coming, say, for my iPhone, which has a fairly flat display. Also onto the screen is the fingerprint sensor. It's ultrasonic, and that means it's the most accurate and quickest fingerprint scanner on screen that I've used out of any device. That's comparing to, say, the OnePlus 6T and the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. Works better with a wet finger than, say, the OnePlus 6T, and maybe I just need to get used to finding it sometimes, especially when the display is off. I'm sure as I use this more and more, a month, a year, 2 years, that will just become second nature, locating that area on the display. Going around the rest of the device, USB-C, and they have kept the headphone jack. Thank you so much. That gets a lot of praise from everyone. We've got stereo speakers, and just like last year, the Galaxy S9 that had some of the best sounding speakers for a smartphone, that has continued. Media experience on this guy. Whether you are watching YouTube videos, playing the latest game, it's awesome. Switching around to the back, and I've got mine here in white. They do collect fingerprints as it's completely made of glass. If you want to combat that, obviously you're gonna get a skin, something to protect it, because on day one, it does pick up your greasy fingers, especially if you just eat pizza all day, which I do. Also on the back, you can see now there is an extra camera. We have 3 different focal ranges. It still keeps the 12 megapixel sensor from before. That is in the wide and telephoto, but it now does add a 16 megapixel ultra wide, something that I am the biggest fan of, and LG always did that really well. So happy to see Samsung include that this year. Like I said, on the S10 Plus, we have the second ultra-wide cam for front-facing shots. Also a great fan, so I can show all of my imaginary friends when I am taking those selfies. It's got great stabilization, shoots in HDR10, so that essentially means more dynamic range, and I really noticed a big difference from shooting, say, on my Galaxy S9 Plus. Is it the best camera out there? It is still tough to beat that one sensor on the Pixel 3, but let me know your thoughts. It's still one of the better cameras and you won't be disappointed.
Hi there. Welcome to the new Bixby.
Yes, sadly just activated Bixby, but the best thing now, the Bixby button can be remapped so you don't have to hit that every time and it won't be a dead button. So thankfully Samsung is listening on that, and get rid of Bixby is probably your next best step. It is getting better though, I will give them that. But yeah, overall thoughts already, the S10 Plus, one of my favorite phones. Very excited to keep using it over the next couple months until we get our next major flagship release. Unfortunately, on the flip side, for a flagship, it does carry the flagship price. You are looking at $1,000 for getting into the S10 Plus. If you want to spec it up, get the ceramic version, which is more premium, something that I do prefer. More space at 1 terabyte, you're looking at around $1,500-$1,600, which is the sad reality of flagships these days, but just stick to the base end model. $1,000, that's kind of what you're looking at these days. We'll catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes or vlogs. Peace.